Hello and welcome to this week's edition of our weekly coaching webinar. I am glad to see everybody here. I think this will be my last time I'm hosting everybody before the year ends. Don't worry, this isn't our last weekly webinar. We have a schedule where sales comes in one week, advising comes in one week as well. And we sometimes have funding speaking as well as marketing to bring you the most up-to-date information about what's happening in each place. Today, as we round out the year, I just want to recap. I want to show you how we're going to crush it in 2022 and how you can too. We've went through and scoured everywhere we could find over the last year to find the best ways to turn prospects into buyers, the best automated ways to do this, the best tools, resources, tactics that people are using right now to be able to get people converted from prospect to buying. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Today, we're going to talk about 8 or 9 of the most effective ways that if you're incorporating any of these things into what you're doing right now, you're going to make a killing in 2022. As a matter of fact, we're going to start right here with challenges we will make by the end of the year $1 million on challenges this year. So let's start here and many more of the things to jump into. So challenges became big for us in 2021 and will continue to be in 2022. We're going to talk about what's changed. We've done training just on challenges. So if you like some of that training, you can go back into your back office and access it. As you can see here, this is the most recent challenge we did. We had about 2,000 plus in the group. We had 4,000 plus registered. We just did this a couple of weeks ago. We've already made over $200,000 in sales from the challenge. We dedicated, I don't know, like 15,000, I think, in ad spend to get that. We got back about 40% of our ad spend in upsells from backstage passes. So very effective, right? We've most of the challenges we've done end up netting about 350,000 in revenue and about 275 of that plus is profit. Very conservative. Actually, it's more than 300,000 in profit. So very effective. So what are challenges? How do they work? It's pretty simple. It's kind of like a hybrid. It's not a hybrid. It's a type of online event. And what you do with the challenge, I kind of call it as a funding flash mob. If you go to funding30challenge.com, you'll see the page is expired now. But during the challenge, funding30challenge.com is how we promote it. We run Facebook ads. You can always go to our Facebook page at Credit Suite. Go down to the bottom left. You can click on page transparency, click on our ad library and see all the ads that we run at any given time. You can see our past challenge ads. So we put banners on our website and our social media pages, send it through email, through our newsletter, as well as run paid ads to funding30challenge.com. When we do a challenge, we start doing that about 2 to 3 weeks before the challenge. We usually right now are getting about 4,000 to 5,000 registrants for a challenge. That's 4,000 to 5,000 opt-ins we're getting as a result, and very affordable opt-ins as well. And then we're getting about 1,200 to 2,000 plus in our group at any given time. If you go to look at the funding30challenge.com group, the idea here is that we do a challenge November 15th to 19th. In this case, it is already expired. And then in doing so, we basically have a live event that takes place in a Facebook group. Now, the next challenge, the change for 22, is we're going to get away from the Facebook group. We're going to have our own platform to do the challenge. And the reason for that is you see the discrepancy here between 2,000 people in the group and yet 4,000 people registered. Half the people that register these challenges don't want to come to the Facebook group. They're not Facebook fans. They're only Facebook for one reason or the other. So the next challenge we do in 2022, we'll do to our own platform, not Facebook. We're trying to figure that out now, and I'll let you know as we figure that out. Another thing is we've done a challenge over a week, and each day of the challenge, we go about 2 to 2.5 hours. The newest challenges that are working better right now are mini challenges. They're 3-day challenges or 5-day challenges with 1 hour of training a day. So those are the hottest things that are coming up with challenges for 2022. We're launching our next challenge in March for business loan brokers. And it's basically going to be a 5-day challenge with 2.5 hours worth of content every day for people that want to become business loan brokers and want to be able to succeed as business loan brokers. That's the next challenge. We'll mix it up with our Funding 30 challenge, but our Funding 30 challenge will probably be condensed. We'll be testing mini challenges next year that are maybe one that's 3 days, maybe that's one that's 5 days for about an hour. So again, challenges, very effective ways to be able to get a lot of content out there in a very short period of time. Now, our challenge goes like this. The Funding 30 Challenge, we bring in over 20 funders to talk about over 30 funding programs. And they get about 15-minute slots, unless we're covering a topic like business credit or fundability, where there are 30-minute slots. Everybody goes over a different program. And by the end of the challenge, we've talked about 30, 40 different ways that a business owner can get money for their business. Any of these are variables you can change, but that's what worked for us this year for funding, for actual challenge structure. You can see here just a ton of content still going on in the group. A lot of people that are still coming in and saying hello, introducing themselves. A lot of people throughout the challenge were actually coming in and sharing results here as well. I'm not sure why that took me there. Oh, and it didn't like that. Okay. And so a lot of people were sharing results they were getting along the way. A lot of people were conversing. The key to challenges is that you want to be able to come in and you want to make sure that you are engaging with everybody and that you incentivize people to engage. So we give away $100 gift cards, as you can see here, for people that engaged the most, people that liked, people that shared, people that did their homework, people that were standout rock stars. And so this is what we gave away. And in doing so, we got a lot of people stimulated to come in and continuously post, continuously share. So what's crazy about this group, if you look at this, is that this group was created 3 weeks before the event. So, you got a group with thousands of people with massive engagement in it. And again, this was something that was just created for the specific purpose of the challenge. It kind of gives you an idea of what you can create when you're doing something like this. And the other nice thing about challenges, you get a lot of testimonials, a lot of actual results as well. Then every day we go over our big bonus package, and our bonus package was a bunch of things we were giving away as bonuses. A lot of my friends were giving away things where we could drive customers to them, and they had things of high perceived value that we could give away for free that would drive leads to them, like 2 tickets to their event, where their event was selling them on a mastermind or something else, for example. So we gave away a big bonus package, no discounts. So we never discounted our price during the challenge, and still did over about $1 million in sales for the entire year from challenges. And again, the way that we did it was every day we would give away one big package at the end, a bunch of bonuses, as well as our business finance suite, one of them. And that gave us a chance to start and end every challenge day by talking about the bonus package that we were going to give away, the big bonus package. So it gave us a chance to go through and basically do the equivalent of an actual a little mini pitch beginning and end of every day. Then Wednesday, I had a full blown pitch to be able to actually sell what we do. So it was a nice thing. The speakers did the majority of the lifting. I was the MC, so I really didn't present on anything but the one product. And again, the nice thing is we were able to come in and we were able to, as a result of this, make a lot of sales just by creating an impromptu Facebook group that we host a challenge. The videos would all take place right here in the group. And then we removed them at the end of the weekend. So we removed the videos at the end of the weekend. And you had to buy a backstage pass for $97 to get access to the videos and backstage access to all the speakers every day. And then you can see here that we have all these guides every day. The lenders would give out worksheets. We'd have PowerPoint decks, things that we give away every day of the actual challenge. So the people had a lot of engagement in the group. They had video access through Zoom. They had questions answered in real time. They had a backstage they could go to have advanced questions answered. And then we also had all of these handouts they were able to get as well, these assets. So challenges, probably one of my by far most effective and fun thing that we did to drive prospects to buying last year. You can't complain about $1 million in extra sales from an event. A massive ROI, obviously. Everybody I've known that's done challenges has got massive ROI, and something we'll be carrying into next year. We've got 4 challenges next year, working again, as I told you, with what's coming up to be the newest thing, which are mini challenges, smaller ones over, or shorter periods of time over, or shorter amounts of time over the time you're doing a challenge. So instead of 2 to 3 hours a challenge, we would just do an hour a day, for example. So some examples of what's going to be taking place into next year. Challenges, very effective. Another thing we did very effective in 2021 that's going to be even more effective in 2022 are called mini classes or mini courses. And mini classes or mini courses are basically 3-part series. You can see here, if you take a screenshot of this, info.creditsuite.com/mini course financing, you can see here that we put together a little mini course, 3 different ways. This was get business credit lines and loans even with bad credit. over a 3-part video series. We've also done the same thing with fundability, and we're doing another one that just sells our product. The newest mini course we're going to roll out in 2022 is just going to sell Credit Suite. It just talks about the simplest way for business owners to get money. Module 1 will be on fundability. Module 2 is business credit. Module 3 is funding. And then we go in and we basically are using it as a way to do a demo of the finance suite. So we're going to be doing a live, basically the equivalent of a demo through a lot of this. And we're going to be putting together a video series that just sells the finance suite. So these mini courses of these, 3 videos that are 5 to 12-minute long that teach a different lesson that they come into, they register for 1, they get the link for video 2 and 3 a day later, etc. It kind of spaces out the content. It makes it something different and exciting. It's a different way for them to actually be able to get content. And we also ran cold leads to this, meaning people that don't know us. We ran leads to cold audiences and got really good, cheap opt-ins for this as well. And our existing prospects and our email database love this as well. The call to action in our mini courses has been to push for a consultation. But again, the newest mini course that we're doing is going to be to sell the finance suite. So you can do these just as strictly educational and push leads to your sales team. The other thing you can do is you can also use these as a way to sell your product and break it down, not as an entire pitch. You got to provide value. But again, we'll teach fundability, but we'll use the finance suite to do it. We'll teach business credit, but use the finance suite to do it. So it's kind of like us doing a demo, but explaining the concepts. And along the way, we're really able to get in the equivalent of a sales pitch through the mini course. So another really good way to be able to get information to your audience and get them to take actions like schedule consultations or buy. If I had to map out my favorite 2 things for last year, the challenges would be number 1, mini courses would be number 2, 2 of the most effective things that we've been doing. And we'll be doing even more with mini classes in the future. If you can find it, it's hard to find, but Keep did one with Digital Marketer. Ryan Dice with Digital Marketer did one with Keep. And I really love the concept because Ryan talks about building a funnel and gives them the emails. Then he introduces Keep as the place to put the emails to launch the funnel. Then Keep comes in and demos their product. And really the whole thing is a soft sales pitch for Keep, just for them to give away a free trial to software to get people to Keep. I don't know how effective that was, but it was really effective. If you're able to find the course, it's hard to find. But again, a lot of ways you can use mini classes and mini courses to be able to get prospects engaged, get consultations, even get sales made as well. Let's not forget about webinars. Our exit pages like this one after our creditsuite.com/EIN guide still leads to a webinar, and the webinar still comes in and promotes just like we always have. Not a lot's changed in how we promoted webinars. Our landing pages are pretty much the same. We give people the ability to register, watch the demo right now. They can come in. Now, my timer it's dynamic content. So mine have been on this page a bunch of times, which is why it's 0. More normal people have a countdown timer. And then we go through all of what we cover here. Webinars are still effective for us. Engagement's dropping out, which is why we're doing things like mini courses where we could spread the content over 3 videos and keep people's attention a little bit longer. The other things that we're doing webinars that I think are very effective right now is, first of all of our webinars, when we do a webinar, we do a live stream as well. So our webinars, we're using StreamYard to go live as well as do a webinar. And D'Angelo says, how much of this is available for the ultimate members who have white labeled to be sell mini courses and whatnot? Or do we create that ourselves? All of this is going to be content you're going to create on your own because the purpose of the content, we got to have a call to action. So we don't have any of these assets built out. We can't build funding challenges out for partners, for example, yet. We do have webinars available in your back office. Those are built out for you already. So some of the stuff, I'd say a fraction of this is available for partners. Part of it's not. We don't have challenges or mini courses built out for partners. These are new concepts for us that we're just testing. We do have webinars in your back office, and some of the other stuff I'll show you is in your back office, and I'll tell you as well as I go, D'Angelo, what is. So webinars, some of the most effective things we're seeing with webinars is, first of all, we stream while we're doing a webinar. We go on StreamYard. StreamYard goes live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. You have to be able to be in the beta for LinkedIn. If you're not doing a lot on LinkedIn, you're probably not going to get in the beta. If you want, so you want to go at least on LinkedIn or on Facebook and YouTube. We use StreamYard to stream there and do a webinar. Other things we're finding that are effective, calling all registrants to talk to them about the webinar and get them excited about the webinar before the actual webinar takes place. That helps a lot with attendance. Email and text reminders the webinar is about to start. And one thing we accidentally bumped into that's ridiculously effective the last webinar we did is we accidentally, this was completely a fluke mistake that we realized was really effective. Somehow our system sent reminder emails of the webinar to people that never registered. And I can't tell you the amount of people that responded and said, where's my link to the webinar? How do I get in? I can't get access. We had people that hadn't clicked on a link or engaged with us in 2 and 3 years that were hitting us up saying, where's the link? The link's not here. And it was accidental. They even got the emails. So we're going to be testing this moving forward is, hey, what if we have your registrants, then we come in and we get everybody registered for the webinar. Then we send an email right before the webinar stating it's going to start to everybody in our database, even if they didn't register. So this is something we're going to test that I think is going to be ridiculously effective to boost attendance, a little hack that we found. Something else that we're finding that's very effective is find high-level influencers to share your actual content. So for example, one of my really good friends, Derek Harper, I don't ask for Derek for much of anything. And he doesn't ask me for much of anything. We're really good friends. But once in a while, I'll host a sales webinar. I'll say, hey man, would you mind sharing this on Facebook? Because Derek has a massive Facebook following. Every time he does that, I get 500, 600, 700 people in the live stream at any one point in time. Sometimes it 10x is the amount of attendance that's in that live stream. So these are some really effective ways that you can get people into webinars. You can put the webinar registration page on the exit page of opt-in guides, for example. You can run leads just to get people into webinars. More expensive than it's been going into 2022, but possible. You could stream on live channels. You should do that anyways. High-level influencers sharing the link, calling people to get registrants to attend, accidentally sending out an email to get into the webinar for people that didn't even register, especially if you could have a two-way authentication where you can get their information that they registered even if they didn't put it in there. I'm not that sophisticated of a marketer to know how to do that. It goes from my marketing team. But again, what you can do is even send out a reminder to people that didn't register. I think all those kind of things are really going to boost your actual attendance. The other thing we're doing is more case study webinars that have been very effective. People coming in, the actual results they got, sharing those results. So those are some things. The new topic of building business credit 2022, how to get funding in 2022, playing off this year change as we convert to 22 is always hyper effective as well. Everybody wants to know what the newest things are for the newest year. So there's a bunch of tips that I think can help you be successful at doing webinars as you get into next year as well. Another great thing that we haven't done yet, and I don't have much to show you here besides this link at promo.com/blog/video-sales-letters. You might want to take a screenshot of this. Our video sales letters. Now, we forget about video sales letters. Video sales letters were pre-webinar back in the day. Then webinars and all this other stuff kind of pushed video sales letters down. But we're now hearing from the people we learned from that they're back, that they're testing video sales letters and that they're outperforming challenges. They're outperforming webinars where people are coming in. And I'm going to teach you a strategy at the end of this training that I think can help you with this. But they're able to come in, basically run ads to cold leads. This is the basic gist of it. Normal ads like we do. Hey, click here to get a business credit building guide, right? How to build business credit. Then they click and they become a warm audience because now they know who we are. They've opted in. Then running ads to that warm audience with a video sales letter that sells your most expensive product. And a video sales letter is very similar to a long form sales letter. So if you've ever seen a long form sales letter online, it's one of those things where you scroll and scroll and scroll and it gives testimonials and case studies and all those reasons on why you should buy. You got to kind of scroll all the way to the bottom to get to even the pricing thing. The long form sales letters still work really well online. And a video sales letter is the exact same thing. It's just a video format. It's just like a 30-minute video that just sells the product. It doesn't have all the fluff of information. It just goes through a normal sales process. Hey, let's talk about the problem. You're trying to get money for your business. Well, here's why you can't get money for your business. Statistics show the majority of business owners can't get money for their business. And here's why. It's because there's 125 things that make up your fundability and yours are all wrong. Here's a bunch of stuff you probably have wrong that's getting you denied now. And here's how to fix it. And here's how we fix it for our clients. And we get them from a denial to approval. And by the way, building business credit makes you more fundable and it helps your business get money if you can't get money anywhere else. And here's how you build business credit and how you can use our software to do that. And here's how getting all financing in one place makes the most sense. And here's how we help our clients do that. And by the way, just because you saw this, we're giving you an opportunity to buy. We're going to give you this discount, these bonuses. It's a sales pitch. It's a 30-minute sales pitch that agitates the problem, talks about what the problem is. The better you can articulate the problem, the more you're going to get buyers. I mean, some marketers say, look, if you can explain the problem to the person that you're solving the problem for better than they even understand the problem, you're going to make a sale. Because when that person goes, wow, this person really understands me, this is exactly what I'm struggling with right now, then they propose a solution. Somebody's going to typically go and buy that solution and get that solution if it's affordable, et cetera, to do so. So again, a video sales letter that's basically a long form video pitch that goes through, provides value. It still teaches them things like, hey, here's why you're getting denied. A lot of people get denied. Fundability. Here's the problem. Here's how we solve it. It's really got to be clear articulation of the problem and how your product solves that problem in a long form video. That's making a comeback. And I don't have a final product to show you because this is something we're working on the first quarter of next year. But this article is great on VSLs. There's a lot of great information on VSLs online. Video sales letter, 30-minute pitch of how to sell your product, packaged together where you articulate problem, produce solution, then push paid ads to that, or push it to your database, or push it to your prospect sales teams talking to. All those are effective ways to use video sales letters to sell. As a matter of fact, we'll run paid ads to it. We'll promote it on our social media page. We'll promote it through our email database, on our newsletter. We'll give it to our salesmen to send to prospects that don't really know us very well. We'll use this tool once actually created this asset as a resource everywhere to be able to get prospects to buy. This, I think, could be the most effective thing we figure out in 2022. I'm not sure, but everything we've looked at on this shows that doing a VSL that just sells to a warm audience could be one of, if not the most effective new strategies, and I say new in air quotes because it's way old. It's way before webinars. This could be one of the most new effective strategies we deploy in 2022. And I think could do the same thing for you as well. Another thing we're doing is we're working with videographers. And videographers, I'm going to see if I can mute this. But this, as you can see here, this is basically, I always used to do my own video, my own audio, and it was a nightmare. So then I realized for not a ton of money, I can get a videographer to come in and do these kind of videos. Now, there's a difference between you and I. With me, I know my content really, really, really well. I'm not saying you don't, but I've been at this for 10, 12 years. And as doing so, whether I'm being interviewed on a radio or a TV station, like last week I was doing TV interviews, or whether it be a videographer, where all of this, if you watch my videos, they're all done without a cut. There's no editing. Everything here is, however long this is, 8 minutes of me straight talking content and topic. And that's it, without any video cuts, without any edits. So if you get a good videographer, I can get a videographer in for half a day. And so I'm only paying for half a day at a time, which isn't very expensive to do. We have all these different locations we shoot from. We now shoot from my actual place here in Tampa. I've got tons of amazing views from my apartment. And then right above it, I've got all this open community space that are great for filming. So I hire a videographer to come in a half a day. We record 8 videos. So that's enough for me to release 2 videos every single week. Then the videographer does what we call text overlays. All this stuff you're seeing on top of this video is what's done on top of the actual video itself. So again, the videographer does the video recording. They do the post-production, and you got to negotiate depending on where you are. There's a lot involved with how much it actually may be to get it done. How much time do you need from them? Are they doing post-production? Are they not doing post-production? But if you kind of elevate above doing your own content and want to do something like this is a very effective way to do it. The videographer films something like this, that you go through the video, teach them how to do text overlays, what you want them to look like this, what you want them to say, where to go in the videos. And after you help them with about 3 or 5 of those, typically the videographer can run with it from there and take it from there. So this is a really effective way to produce new content where I spend a half a day, literally a half a day. Now, I'm actually over exaggerating. And what I mean by that is that mine are 2 hours. I record 8 videos in 2 hours. I'm not setting that expectation for you because I know my content really well. I can fire up a video and do a 7 to 12 minute video with no breaks. That's not normal. So it might take you 4 hours to get those same 8 videos done. I get them done in 1 to 2 hours. So I need the videographer for 1 to 2 hours. They do the footage, then they take it, then they're doing these kind of text overlays right here. So you can actually come in and you're able to be successful. So some things to think about here where that can actually help you as well. And Harry says, are mini courses and challenges an additional cost? What do you mean? You mean for partners? If you've paid any attention to challenges, I can't give you a challenge. They don't work that way. It's not like I can, as a partner, give you a challenge. Like I'm teaching you the things that you're hosting and doing on your own. And some things like webinars we have done for you in the back office. We can't do a challenge for you and give it to you. It's impossible to do. Challenges are a Facebook group. You're controlling it. It's a whole online event you're hosting where we're pitching Credit Suite throughout. I'm the MC. So it's impossible to give you access to challenges. And we haven't produced any white label mini courses yet. We may, but it's pretty tough to do because of the way the calls to action are laid out. So with challenges, mini courses, you're going to follow our training on how to do those. Webinars are available in your back office. These are just normal videos we've always done, but we're changing our format to teach you a new way to format. And I'll get to more resources that are available for you to use, like professional videos that are in your back office. So some of this is, some of this isn't. To answer your question directly, Harry, it's impossible for us to give you challenges. The way challenges work, like we can't give you an online event, right? That's impossible. And mini courses aren't as impossible, but we're still in the preliminary testing phases of mini courses. But that might be something down the road we release to our partners. So these kind of video assets and doing a different kind of production and feel for videos has been very effective for us. Changing our format to this has been very successful. The other thing that we do have in your back office that are still working very well for us are videos with stock footage. And let me see if I can turn down the volume here. Okay. So the videos here with stock footage, these are available in your back office. And we're redoing the branding of these because we don't no longer put all these money images in our video. It's not consistent with our branding guidelines, but like images like this. But we basically have a voiceover person do the voiceover. We write a script for the voiceover person. Then we get a person like on Fiverr or Upwork to do this kind of stock footage with the actual voiceover and including some demo shots of the suite and produce these kind of videos. Now you've got 1 or 2 available in your back office for these ones that we still use, but we're updating and creating more of these as well. These can be very effective tool because it's kind of like a soft demo of the system with the voiceover, explaining the problem, explaining the benefits, and walking through the solution. And these videos are oftentimes 5 to 7 minutes long and a very effective way of telling people what we do. As a matter of fact, one of our best open rates on any emails is what we do. It's called What We Do. And they click and they open it and they see this kind of video. So this is the type of asset where this asset's available in your back office you can use. These are very effective. And it's also a general strategy you can use to be able to tell more prospects what you do and drive them to buying by using stock footage, voiceover, shots of the finance suite combined with professional stock video footage that also works really well to create a nice video like this, where it looks really good. And then in doing so, you're able to kind of mix it up with these kind of videos. And you can even put these online in your social pages, et cetera, et cetera. And it does a very good job, even with some text overlays, of explaining the problem, explaining the solution, explaining how we solve the problem, and then even doing demo of the finance suite and explaining that throughout as well. So very effective video asset available to you in your back office that can help you as well get a really nice creative way to get prospects information that on autopilot selling them for you. And that's what we're really looking at here. Challenges aren't really autopilot. These are online events you're hosting, but way simple kind of online event to host. Many courses are on autopilot. Once you create these, put them in your funnel and start getting them into the world, they kind of sell themselves and you're making sales without having to do a lot of work. The same thing with webinars. These are selling while you sleep. The same with the video sales letter, selling while you sleep. The same thing with these kind of videos, the same thing. And now these videos we're not just using for information. It's probably one of the worst places I could have choose to stop. Let me see if I can better place. Oh, no, there is no good place to stop. So anyways, these kind of videos also we're doing, I had our professional videographer, just film one about, hey, here's what Credit Suite does. Here's me just talking about what we do with text overlays. So using these kind of video format with text overlays is another kind of asset that you're able to produce as well that can be very effective. And yet another way is demo videos. Now, this one we still use. It's 5 years old. We're going to do another one. And if you go to YouTube, you could take a screenshot of this exact link here, and I'll type it in the chat as well. This is the chat, host and panelists. Let's go to everyone. This is the video. So this is still a video we use. And it's just a demo. It's just me sitting down and doing a demo of the finance suite for 12 minutes. And so this is still one we use. It's still one of the most effective videos we've used to make sales. Look at this. It's 20,000 views on this, and it's 5 years ago. So this is still something we do. And it's just me just sitting down with my computer and doing a demo of the finance suite. Like, and nowhere in this do you even see my picture. It's just me doing a demo walkthrough of the finance suite. Again, this kind of asset's available in your back office. You can always get with your partner success team too. If you're in the back office and go to contact us, the phone number, their email, the chat, everything you need is there. If you can't locate this kind of asset, they can help you. But these kind of assets are available in your back office as well. This, where it's just a demo walkthrough of the finance suite. So this is very effective, putting this on social, putting this out as an email, giving it to your sales team to send to prospects that are interested so they can see exactly what you do. Very effective way of converting prospects to clients. And again, it works while you're sleeping. So again, it's out there selling for you, even when you and your sales team aren't selling. So this, again, is a very effective way of converting prospects into clients. And yet another strategy that I've heard mapped out that we're working on right now, excuse me, is kind of done like this. The very first thing you have to do is you really need to understand who your customer is, your best customer. So we sell VIP, Core, and Ultimate, for example. What level of customers do you have? What you sell? What is your best customer? Once you know what you sell that returns you, that makes you the most money, the next thing is you really should build a customer avatar. If you go in your back office, we've got a customer avatar for you there back in weekly training. If you go to weekly training and search avatar, you'll find where we even give you our avatar you can use for who our avatar is. Once you understand who that avatar is, you can go into LinkedIn. You can use Sales Navigator in LinkedIn to be able to, I'm not even in LinkedIn, to be able to build a list in LinkedIn of whoever that target demographic is, of whatever your sales webinar or whoever your actual avatar is. Then you can use a source called snove.io, and I'll pull that up for you right now. And this is a tool here, snove.io, that will help you basically scrape LinkedIn for leads. So if you think about this, first we said, okay, my most profitable product is A, and I'm going to now want to go sell more product A. So I'm going to figure out who my buyers are. We've already given you an avatar for who the buyer of the finance suite is, but you might want to create your own avatar for whatever product A is that you're selling. Then you want to go into LinkedIn Sales Navigator. You want to find and build the list that is as close to the people that you're actually trying to target. Then we want to upload that list to places like Facebook, and we want to run ads to those people and do a lookalike audience in Facebook to anybody that looks like those people. Now, again, how do we get the list from LinkedIn Sales Navigator? We use snove.io to scrape the list. Then we download it. We upload it to Facebook, and now we can add leads, or we can add those leads to Facebook and run ads directly to that list. Now, what ads are we going to run? Well, we're going to run one of two things, either just pushing for a normal EIN guide to get them in our funnel, or we're even going to just go to a direct video sales letter. We're just going to pitch them right off the bat without even trying to warm them up. Because again, they're the best customer. They're the most profitable customer. They're customers that you could potentially make thousands of dollars with. So you can afford to run them just to a video sales letter and see if it nets you sales without a salesperson even being involved. So very effective strategy. To walk through those steps again, we first figure out who our best buyer is. What product do we want to sell? Then we come in and figure out who the avatar for that product is. We map out the demographics, or again, if it's a core customer you're selling, or the business finance suite, that's available in the weekly coaching webinar. There's a download for, I think maybe even in your back office as well, the avatar that's already built for who buys the finance suite. Then we go into Sales Navigator. Then we find who that person is. Sales Navigator is the best way to find like the CEO level contact or president contact level, the decision maker that you want. Then we use this right here. We use this really cool tool, stove.io, to scrape the list from LinkedIn Navigator, give us to it as a nice log. Then we can upload the log to a place like Facebook or Google to run ads to them. And then we can run one or two kind of ads, a normal opt-in kind of ad, then run our video sales letter ads to them. Or we can just come in and run video sales letters to them just to sell to our preferred best customer. So if you think about this, you're finding the customer that's worth the most money, and then you're basically getting a massive list of them and running ads directly to them to sell them. That doesn't suck. So this is something that we're going to be affecting and testing into 2022. The people that we learned the best marketing strategies from are killing it with these kind of strategies. So if you look at, I'm not going to take a bunch of time and try to push this to 4 o'clock today, but if you look at these top 8, these are the top 8 methods we're seeing right now that kind of put things in autopilot, a lot of them, and convert prospects into paying clients. And again, as a kind of a recap here, challenges, very effective, right? Then we come into mini courses, very effective as well, especially if you're selling them. Webinars, all in your back office available for you, very effective. And I've given you a bunch of tactics here to get more people to the webinars, and also advice on how to get them to buy. Put together a good bonus stack. Now, if you want to put together a good bonus stack, one of the best ways to do that are what are called PLR products. And PLR products are basically products that you can come in and I can buy for very cheap, but have very high perceived value. So let's just go to marketing here. Let's go to SEO. If I go to SEO, I can get all this 100 backlink strategies, 60-second backlinks, expert SEO courses, Facebook craze for internet marketers. I can get video courses here. I can get, here's an outsourced MRR, a video course. But I spend $6 to get access to this video course. And then I can give it away as many times as I want. So we spent about less than $300 here, put together a package we say is valued at over $3,000. It's got over 30 courses, ebooks, guides, and we give that away as a major bonus. So same thing here. You can come in and get PLR products and put together a ton of stuff. And again, we even had partners in our challenge that say, hey man, I want that bonus bundle of PLR products. Well, it's the less than $300 to buy it and give it away to everybody that you know. So PLR products are a great way during webinars to stack a bunch of extra bonuses they can get and really tip the scale on them buying now versus later. Remember, if you want to create urgency, somebody's got to have a deadline and a really cool package of what they get if they get it before that deadline. Then all of a sudden, if I say, look, you can buy from us normally, or you can buy and get $20,000 worth of bonuses by this Friday at midnight, somebody has a major incentive to buy. If you discount and give bonuses, even a bigger incentive to buy. So if you're doing those kind of things in a webinar, then again, the nice thing about that is you're able to do a lot of selling from the webinar because you're giving them a one-time offer. Hey, you can get this discount if you buy by this Friday, get these bonuses and discount, whatever it may be. So some effective strategies to get more sales from webinars and more registrants we've talked about as well. Video sales letter, I think, is going to be one of the biggest things for us in the upcoming year. And again, something you can easily put together, and we'll get you access to a video sales letter when we test it and end up rolling one out for ourselves. Also, don't forget a whole new type of video format. We do these for Credit Suite. All of our calls to action are on them. But again, something you can easily do with a videographer talking about any kind of content that you want to talk about. Hard for us to do for you because they all have calls to action on them that are all pushing people throughout the videos to our links, but a strategy you can definitely duplicate and swipe from us. A demo, you could do your own demo walkthrough. There's also one in your back office as well. We still use one from 5 years ago, 20,000 views, not too bad. And we use this as a very effective way to tell people what we do if they don't know who we are. Sales team uses this, plus putting this on social media, also as well as putting this as in our sales funnel and our newsletter, etc. Very effective way to get people to know what you do and buy. And then let's not also forget let's also not forget the professional video with stock footage here. Okay, this is very professional looking, available in your back office. You can duplicate your own here, but another really effective way of being able to get prospects to buy. And again, if you combine these, it's even more powerful. So about half of what I've shown you today is available in your back office. The other half are things we're working on testing. We couldn't even make available to you, things like challenges and mini courses and VSLs, which we're in the process of testing or still have to deploy, which will be resources in 2022 that'll become available for you as well. But no matter what your primary product or service is, these are very effective tools we're using right now to make a lot of sales, to set sales up on autopilot, to give our salespeople tools to tell people what we do and drive a lot of buying leads in. So now our customer journey looks like this. They see ads to get free guides like how to build your business credit. They grab that and opt in. Now they start seeing these kind of videos, case studies, testimonials, stuff that talks about what we do and how we can help them. Then they get that lead teed up to sales. So we're hoping before a lead even gets to sales, they've seen 1, 2, or 3 of these kind of products, and they already have a pretty good understanding of who we are and what we do. And then as a result of that, they're able to come in and then talk to sales and already be leaps and bounds ahead of being able to actually make and close the sale. So hopefully you enjoyed this today. That is 8 of the, actually about 9 of the most effective strategies that we're deploying right now and using to drive prospects to become buyers. So any of this stuff, remember, it's not that you have to do all the stuff. If you look at this and say, I love that idea, you can use half the assets that are available roughly in your back office, or you can produce your own. But pick one of these that you really like and go for it. Now you have 8, 9 even different ways to tell people what you do and get them to want to buy, some of which are available in your back office, some of which you might have to do. But again, host a challenge. Why not? I mean, the first challenges we've done, the third one, we don't have enough time from. It was less than a month ago. But so far, the first 2 challenges have netted us over 350,000 in sales. So it's worth it for you to do it if you want access to any of these mini courses, challenges, or even more information available in your back office. So I'm going to wrap this up. If you have any other questions, let us know. Partner Success, if you go to contact us in your back office, the phone, the email, direct to Partner Success, as well as chats, all available right there if you need help locating the resources that are in your back office, and grab 1 or 2 of these concepts. We'll roll with it for 2022. We're going to roll with all these concepts for 2022. Grab 1 or 2, make it simple, and start rolling them out to your audience. And I think you're going to start to see a lot of people are very interested in what you have, and it's going to make it a lot easier for your sales team to be able to make sales as well. Thanks, Harry, for saying awesome job. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Have a great end of your year. And I look forward to seeing you when I'm back again for my next weekly training webinar that I'll be in. But again, every week we do this Tuesday at 3. Sometimes we have our marketing team here. Sometimes we have our sales team. Sometimes we have our advising team to keep you abreast of the most up-to-date information. And then I'll be back next time around in January to talk about even more cool ways to be able to market and grow your business. And again, none of this is, well, some of it, like video sales letters, we haven't tested, but everything that I do tell you we test, we're only telling you the stuff that works. So we spend our money, time, energy in creating it, and then tell you what works so you can basically duplicate it and get similar results so you can build a 7, even 8-figure business into 2022. So thanks for tuning in. Look forward to doing some amazing business with you in 2022. Even more resources will be made available for you to be able to succeed as well. I hope you have a great holiday, and I look forward to seeing you on our next weekly coaching webinar. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody, because I won't see you before the holidays. Thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you on our next weekly training coaching webinar. Have a great day.